I can't be bothered with it anymore. Who would have thought Instagram would have got to a place that it is today? I know for sure I wouldn't. Now, don't get me wrong, this is no sob story. This is not me confessing to you that Instagram has destroyed my life, because it hasn't. So what I want to do is take your mind back.
And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
I remember going on my phone, downloading this app that I had absolutely no idea what it was about, what it was supposed to be used for, or what it was ever going to become. It was just one of the first apps that came out on the iPhone, and we all rushed to download it, and none of us had an idea of what it was about. I remember when Instagram came out, I thought Instagram was a photo album, and essentially that's pretty much what it was. It was a place where we could upload our photos and not really worry about anything. You couldn't write any captions, you couldn't create reels, you couldn't create videos. It was so basic with how it was being used. And we were in a point of our lives where life was much more simple. There wasn't so many eyes on you, the crave for attention wasn't as big. We simply just uploaded photos to an app that we thought was fun for other people to see. How wrong we were. But slowly, over the last decade, Instagram has become this place where you make money, put yourself out there for the world. You've got people that are just trying to create as much noise as they can.
If you take a banana and you puree it, and then you mix it with milk or nut milk or something like that, you're basically quadrupling its impact on blood sugar, the glycemic index, which is the rate at which blood sugar rises. And the truth is, blood sugar is the root of all evil.
You've got people that are obsessed with showing you how good their life is, showing you what you don't have, talking to you in a way that convinces you that what you're doing is wrong. And slowly this app has become this place where people go for justification and validation, and I've become one of those people as well. And so a big topic that I want to cover in this video, and mainly the reason why I am deciding to not be on Instagram, is my mental health. Mental health is one of those things we all have to deal with, and Instagram is one of the biggest threats to people's mental health. I've been through homelessness, death, cancer, redundancies, career change, heartbreak. I've been through a lot of things, but the one thing that always taps on my shoulder and lets me know that I'm not quite good enough.
If you can bench press your body weight, if you can back squat 1.5 times your body weight, deadlift twice your body weight, and run a mile in under 7 minutes, you're in elite level shape.
Is Instagram. Now don't get me wrong, there are people out there killing it on social media. There are people that fit the Instagram algorithm like peas and carrots.
From that day on, we was always together. Jenny and me was like peas and carrots.
But I am not one of those people, and it's taken me 10 years to realize this. And when it comes to mental health, and when it comes to understanding who you are as an individual, understanding what works for you and what doesn't, what it really comes down to is being able to identify the things that fuck with your mental health. And a big part in today's society is comparison and instant gratification. And the main culprit for that is social media. And a big part of social media, especially Instagram, is feeling like you're not being seen. The crave for attention has become so high now that people's attention spans last 10 seconds at best. Having realized this, I also have found out that the style of content I create isn't suited for a short time span. I'm an educator, and I have a very vast array of ideas in my head that simply cannot be condensed into a 30-second video. And having realized that, a big impact on the way that I see myself in terms of a coach, an individual, a man, a human, has been based on trying to fit a narrative that I just don't fit. And in doing so, it has had a negative effect on the way that I think about myself. And there's also one other big thing about social media that I don't like, is watching other people struggle. People really are in a place at the minute where they are constantly fighting their own emotions to fit in with other people, other crowds, other trends, whatever it is that's going on in social media. People feel this attachment to keeping up with everybody else without realizing that they are driving their mental state of mind into the ground. And I see this on a day-to-day basis, and as someone who is very self-aware and as someone who is understanding of the way that certain things out there in the world impact the way we think, I really do not enjoy watching people lose themselves trying to please everybody else. Now, another thing about Instagram that I realise isn't really for me. I found it frustrating when you're trying to keep up with the trends, the music, the videos, the funny memes, the viral clips. It's just not me. I just want to turn on a camera, talk to people, teach people, and get people to understand that trying to get in shape, trying to build a lifestyle really isn't as complicated as everybody's making it out to be. And this is where the YouTube versus Instagram separation come in, because I can tell you right now, when I pick up Instagram, there is not one day that I come off of that where I don't feel some type of negative way, whether it's seeing somebody telling me that I should have invested money.
I told you to buy $1 worth of Bitcoin back in 2013.
Or whether it's seeing somebody tell me that the way that I'm training is incorrect.
Huge mistake is going to the gym, doing 3 sets of 10 on bench press, 3 sets of 10 on chest flies, and a couple of push-ups, and calling it a day.
Even though I've been doing it for 20 years, I always come off Instagram feeling like I should have done more. But when I go onto YouTube, something crazy happens. I feel uplifted. I feel educated. I feel like I've progressed. I feel like I'm developing. I learned how to build a website off YouTube. I learned how to edit my content off YouTube. When I very first got into fitness and building my own business, YouTube was the thing that I went to every day before I went to bed and when I woke up first thing in the morning to watch videos on how to keep myself mentally focused and mentally prepared to do the things that I wanted. It was YouTube that gave me that way of thinking that allowed me to develop as an individual. And what's happened over time is we've become so consumed by believing what people tell us that we feel like we have to spend time on apps, otherwise we're missing out. And I'll be honest, I've spent the last month slowly bringing my Instagram usage down. Perfect. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you'll know we only do our lives on a Friday now.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Card Chronicles, Season 4, Episode 3. Grant, are counting steps really that important?
And you won't really see me on Instagram other than then, because here's what I'm realizing. The less time I spend on Instagram, the better I feel in real life. The less time I spend on Instagram, the more productive I am in real life. And a big part of the reason why is because I am no longer comparing myself to every single person that I see on Instagram. And instead, I'm focusing my time on being on a platform that not only allows me to be who I am and create the content that I want, but it also allows me to learn from other people without the worry of the negativity or the instant validation and gratification that we get from apps such as Instagram. I'm looking after my best interest, and my best interest is my state of mind. If not being on Instagram is something that is going to allow me to focus more on being a better person, being a better boyfriend, being a better businessman, being a better coach, and putting myself in an environment and putting myself on a platform that allows me to do all of those things without all of the added baggage, then that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, it's a brave decision to think that I've spent 10 plus years creating content for one platform and that the bulk of my following and community is in Instagram. But I realize all good things come to an end. And I feel like for me, the Instagram cycle is becoming more detrimental than uplifting. And YouTube is a platform that is gonna allow me to focus on what it is that I'm really passionate about, which is helping people understand how to look after their minds and how to look after their bodies. For those of you that do follow me on Instagram, I do my lives on a Friday. But other than that, I guess from an Instagram perspective, it's goodbye. So I hope that any of you watching this can take something from it and realize that your life is yours. You control it. There's no need to compare yourself to other people or other things. There's no need to feel like you aren't good enough, because if you can put yourself around people and environments that make you understand that you are and that you can be whatever you want, who knows? You might surprise yourself and achieve all the things you knew you could.